Hey, what's up guys? swordiesarah here, back again with another Summoners War Chronicles video. Nearly said the wrong thing there. Right, so there's a new event here in Summoners War Chronicles, and you know what that means? It's math time, right? Fortunately, there's a lot of sources of energy, so the math's gonna be a bit wonky, but let's just dive right in, right? So the event in question here is called Monster's Pleasant Vacation, and I think some of you may have heard it. This is where you can get a lot of freebies, Epikion Priest, transmogs. You just don't stare at them too long, right? And Devilmons, you can get 1 Sky Dancer, 2 Sky Dancer, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 7 Sky Dancer copies. That's pretty insane. Actually, this is really insane, right? Because previously our Fire Archangel, it was like, what, 3 copies maximum, and most people couldn't achieve the max laps, right? So let's just quickly dive into the math here. First, let's take a look at the missions. So we need to use our energy, right? Quite a big amount. For those people who are saving energy, you're in luck. This actually needs a lot of energy, right? Arena is pretty standard, it's around 50 per week. Elite raid around 5 runs per week, and these are clears, by the way. I don't think battle supports work, but you can recharge with energy. You don't have any clear entries, right? And participate in field events 10 times. And guild requests, you have to do 21 times total, right? 7 times 3. And yeah, okay, so let's just dive into the math real quick. Let's pop on the notepad. Yep. Okay, so done the math, right? So we're starting off with the missions, right? So our missions is to use energy, 110 energy, and you can do that 60 times. So that's 6,600 per week, which is quite a big amount. So that will result in 1,200 dice. Entering the arena 50 times per week will give you 100 dice. Entering elite raid clearing elite raid 5 times, 5 per week, will give you 50 dice. 10 field events give 70 dice, and then 21 guild requests will give you 49 dice. So this is a bit like a weekly event again, and it's weird because it starts on Friday, right? So these are our weeks, right? Week 1 is actually 1st September to 3rd, which is only 3 days. Pretty crunch, right? Week 2 is 4th to 10th, 7 days, and week 3 is 11th to 14th, 4 days, right? Because it will end on a Thursday, like before a Thursday kind of thing for the maintenance, then it would disappear, right? This whole event, it lasts 14 days. Just bear in mind, you can see it up there, it lasts 14 days, right? Okay, so the dice obtained per week, let's say you can just complete the whole thing. You can do everything, 6,600 energy, everything within 3 days, 4 days, and 7 days, right? Then that's what you get is actually 1,469 dice, which means it's like 73 rolls per week, and then you times it by 3 weeks, so there's 220 rolls. There's 18 squares per lap, right? And let's just take an average, right? Because dice events are kind of iffy. If you're on the bad luck, it's going to be harder for you to achieve your laps. So you hope for some good luck, right? We'll take an average of 3 per roll, and that will give us 660 squares, right? So 660 squares gives us 36 laps, which is actually a lot, right? Because the max laps are 25, so it means that this event seems quite achievable for most people. But the thing you have to bear in mind that this is calculating that each week lasts 7 days, so that's one thing, right? So let's say you treat every week equally, so you can get 6,600 energy per week, right? Calculate how much energy we can actually get here, right? So from regen itself, right? So this is 24 hours times 60 minutes divided by 5 minutes per energy. So that's 288 energy from regen, 75 from your dailies, your shop purchase, and all that. And then there's the 111 from the anniversary gift. You go to the shop, you purchase the free 111 energy every day. And then as well as the Serena's gift, which will add up to 1,280 total. And if you're recharging like me 4 times, that will be 240 energy as well. So what that means is that per day, you will get 714 energy. Per week, 714 times 7 plus 1,280. Then you get 6,278, which lacks 322. So this is just like to put the math in on how hard it is to achieve 6,600 energy within the span of 7 days, right? So let's get to the realistic kind of goal, right? So let's say you just play it as if, okay, each week is around 7 days. You don't really care about the energy. Spend as much as you can per day. And then the rest of it is just like you make sure you complete the arena, the raids, and everything else. So what would that look like, right? So week 1 is 3 days. So 3 days, this daily energy is pretty achievable, right? So that's why I add 714 times 3 for 3 days, and then plus the Serena's gift, right? This is Serena's gift event, which will give us 2,782 energy, quite below the maximum cap, but let's see. Okay, so arena we have to do 50 in 3 days, which is quite achievable, 16 per day, 16 plus per day, because brawl counts as well, right? So this would need some recharges for sure, especially if you're not saving any, like if you're not sitting on some entries right now. And elite raid 5 in 3 days, so you can use energy to recharge as well, because you know energy counts for the event, so why not? Field event 10 in 3 days, so you need to do 3 plus field events a day. Reminder, you can do it on alts, so don't forget to do it on alts, especially if you don't have enough time to do 3 field events throughout the day. Right? Guild requests, you have to do 7 per day, unfortunately, so that's quite a lot. Quite unfortunate for the rest of the guildies, especially if this whole guild's doing this, you know, it's gonna be a bit hard. But guild requests do kind of restore themselves once a few get used. Okay, so what kind of dice do we get here? If you add it all together from all these missions, if you can complete all these missions, you get 769 dice. And then week 2 is kind of standard, right? It's kind of easy. But this is what we can get from week 2. 5,638 energy. Just by doing the daily energy, recharging 4 times every day, and also adding on the Serena's gift the remaining days, right? Because Serena's gift doesn't last all the way, but they might extend it again, you know, because they keep extending it previously. And so this is what we need to complete: 7 plus arena per day, pretty lax. 5 times elite raid for the whole week. 2 plus field events per day, so gotta be all for that. Guild requests 3 per day. This is standard, right? If the whole week is 3 per day, standard kind of guild requests. So that will result in 1,294 dice. Right, we're gonna do the math in a few. And the last week you do it normally, you get 2,856 energy. You need to do 12 plus arenas per day. So you need to hoard a bit, I guess. Maybe you, like, after you complete 50 from the previous week, you should hoard it for the next week, because the next week's 4 days only, right? So it's a bit risky. So, yep. Then you have your elite raid 5 times. You have field events. It's about 2 per day, 2 plus per day, but maybe like 3 per day. Right, 3 or 2, around 2.5. Okay. Then guild requests, you need to do 5 plus per day. That will add up to 788 dice. So, doing all that, being like a normal player, just playing it normally, don't care about the weeks lasting shorter days, then let's continue to see how much dice you can get. You can get 2,851 dice, divided by 20, because 20 per roll, so you get 142 rolls. 1 lap is 18 squares. We take an average of 3 per roll, so we get 426 squares, which will result in 23.7 laps, right? So a bit of extra info, right? Because this is average 3 per roll. Who knows, you could be rolling a lot of 1s and 2s. So let's see, if you want to get 5 more laps, you actually need to spend 3,300 more energy here. And so how you do that, it's up to you to decide. There may be more anniversary events that gives energy. I'll go through some of the energy sources in a bit, right? So the conclusion for this event is actually that it's achievable with lucky rolls. Let's say you roll like a lot of 6s, you roll a lot of 5s. Definitely you can pass the 25 lap, right? And then it's guaranteed, right? If you can spend the max energy somehow, it's guaranteed. You can get all the laps and even more, although you don't want to spend it, it's more, right? So maybe for those who are saving energy, you can blow all your energy immediately. Make sure not to surpass 6,600, and then you can guarantee it, right? Once you reach lap 25, you can say, okay, it's time to stop spending my energy and it's time to start hoarding again, right? So, and more energy equals a higher lap count, right? So this is quite the energy event. the more energy you spend, the higher the chance is for you to actually guarantee yourselves on getting all the copies of the Fire Sky Dancers. But then again, if you don't need the copies, you can also bypass them. But I would highly advise you to get the copies for sure. Right, so let's just quickly go through like the other sources of energy in the game. So I haven't been hoarding any energy, but there are other sources like the Rahil Kingdom Foundation Festival, Nation Day Festival, right? So if you do these, see there's a 200 energy here. If you haven't done these yet, you've been saving for this event because some people, they know that this event's coming. You have this here, 200 energy, just have the amount. I think here too, another 200 energy. I think a lot of the stages have it. But not the boss stages, it's like these mob ones. 200 energy again. Fortunately, I didn't save it. 300. So this event will really help a lot. And then another way is, of course, if you were to do this festival draw, as you can see here, if you're in the Devilmon list, right, in the board, Devilmon board has energy at the back. Doesn't. Devilmon boards all have energy at the back. Yep. So if you're in the Devilmon board, you will have some extra energy here, extra energy here. That's like the ways to get energy. Okay. So as mentioned before, the Serena's Gift is the Serena's Gift. It may extend it because they kept extending it every time it actually ends. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Just to summarize that this event's very achievable. Definitely, if you want to spend energy, you want to start spending your crystals to refresh, it is definitely worth it because you can get up to 7 copies of the Fire Sky Dancer, and the Fire Sky Dancer is not a bad monster at all, right? So this is the math. I've done the math. It's not totally conclusive, but I hope this video has helped you, right? So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.